For update on sports stories across the globe, Aaron Akerejola is back from Qatar.
Doctor,
Aaron,
it's good to be here.
It's
good to see you. Welcome back.
I
feel like I'm
blood and flesh.
Yeah, great to see you.
And apparently you had fun. You enjoyed yourself.
Yes, I would say so. Yes, it was a lot of fun. The people, the culture. Being in the environment of football can never be a dull moment. The excitement the World Cup gave, and the UK press might still argue with this, arguably one of the best World Cups we've had in recent times. They're still insisting it's a sham. They're saying that the Lusail Stadium was a graveyard, that several migrant workers were buried when they played the finals. We agree. There were a lot of hiccups coming into the World Cup. But on the pitch of play, concerning the round leader game, it was the very best. We saw marquee football, and kudos to FIFA, kudos to the countries, the two countries that participated, and more importantly, kudos to Morocco for making Africa very proud. But talking about the winners of the World Cup, Doctor, yesterday, of course, the president of Argentina decided to make Tuesday a public holiday, and more importantly, the Argentines actually landed. The winning team actually landed on Tuesday, and they were supposed to go on an 8-hour bus parade in Buenos Aires. That did not happen. They had to call it off at some point because of this particular incident whereby people started jumping and this man actually fell off, and it became a mess. 4 million people gathered across the streets in Buenos Aires to watch this winning team with Lionel Messi there and the rest of them, but they had to call it off and they had to be ferried to somewhere else by helicopter because it was looking feasible that this was a disaster waiting to happen if they had continued. And I understand the excitement. Doctor, I was there literally. The Argentines came in their numbers. They stayed at they used the Lusail Stadium throughout because that was the only stadium that could contain the number of Argentines that came in from around the world to support Lionel Messi's dream and support the Albi Celeste. But this is a little bit too far if you'd ask me. Now, talking about Lionel Messi right now, let's talk about the fact that his effect on social media is actually going through the roof. This particular picture right now is the most liked picture in the world. It used to be an egg, but right now it's the most liked picture in the world. 64 million and counting. 67 million and counting. And that's the number of likes this particular picture has actually garnered. Lionel Messi right now has gained well over 400 million followers on Instagram. And you look at that and social media platform, you look at that and you say to yourself that at the moment, everyone seems to celebrate and identify with Lionel Messi and what he's been able to achieve in his career. Everyone were rooting, a lot of people were rooting for him,
That's
and I'm glad.
Picture. I love it.
You can actually see the number of likes on his Instagram, the number of followers on his Instagram, over 400 million as we speak. So you look at that and you say to yourself, kudos to Lionel Messi. This is what they call a dream come true, and his final hurrah went with a huge bang. Now, quickly, let's actually put it out there. Quickly, Doctor, we spoke about this on Sunday when we were talking about the World Cup monies. Now, this is Qatar has decided to do a breakdown of how they spent over $229 million. They said that prize money actually took 26%, and of course, they spent on operational expenses, TV operations, then not forgetting club benefit programs and the rest of them. So you look at all that, and some will say money well spent, maybe yes. But this is actually the breakdown. Of course, if you're in the group stage, you get 9 million, 13 million for the round of 16. If you get into quarterfinals, 17 million, fourth place, 25 million, third place, 27 million. The runners-up, France, got 30 million, and the winners got 42 million. So Argentina got 42 million, France getting 30 million. So the rest of them, like Portugal, England, Brazil, Netherlands, Switzerland, Spain, and some others, got 30 million, minus the 1.2 that was given initially before the tournament started by FIFA. So it was actually a very profitable World Cup for the countries that participated, the clubs that sent their players to those World Cups, and for FIFA themselves. Because talking about the fact that they made over $7 billion says a lot about that. Let's actually press it further from that quickly, and let's actually talk about the fact that as it stands right now, there are talks that at the moment, this man, talking about Coman and Tchouameni, have been subject to vile racist abuse on social media, no thanks to the fact that they were the ones that actually missed penalties. And once again, we are seeing blacks who represent countries in Europe actually subjected to huge racist backlash for missing penalties. At the Euros, it was Bukayo Saka and the gang. Right now, it's Tchouameni and Coman. And a lot of people have come out to speak against this, that this is not right. This should not be happening in football. That if they were white people, because I don't think Harry Kane got lambasted for missing that crucial penalty when England went against France. So why should this man be subjected to racist and vile insults on social media? A lot has to be said, but quickly, let me just put it into context. The World Cup 11, if you actually look at it quickly, it actually says a lot. The fact that some names are there, some names that were not expected were not there. But finally, before I come to you, let's talk about the fact that, Doctor, they said this World Cup was the World Cup of Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain and Qatar were the winners of the World Cup. Argentina might have taken the trophy to Buenos Aires, but PSG are the true winners of this World Cup because of the monies that were spent, because of the kind of players that they actually had bought in their club, because we know that PSG is a Qatari-sponsored club. And the fact that they brought in Lionel Messi, brought in Neymar, brought in Mbappe, just said that all that investment ultimately paid off. And some people are saying that kudos to PSG for re-engineering a World Cup that they themselves actually won.
Well, you started with the death of those migrant workers.
Yeah.
Figure put at about 1,200.
Yeah.
And the whistleblower who drew attention to the abuse of human rights is still in jail as we speak. But one more death has been reported after the tournament.
Yeah.
A gentleman who was watching the Argentina-France final. When France won, this is an Egyptian, 26 years old,
Yeah.
a lawyer, Mustafa. It was Mustafa Abdul Wahib. He was watching that final with friends at a cafe. And that was when, after Argentina won, he had this sharp pain in his chest. He was rushed to the hospital. His death was reported today. So I guess, that in itself may be a lesson for people who watch football. Because when you are watching some of these matches, things could get so exciting.
But the final was an emotional roller coaster.
That in fact, sometimes you feel like jumping to the TV set to find yourself on the field of play.
True.
But, may the souls of all the persons that died rest in peace.
Amen.
Now, the excitement in Argentina is understandable. They've been partying since Sunday.
Doctor, you have no idea.
And the players themselves could not reach the obelisk in Buenos Aires, which was the destination of the 8-hour, trip that you talked about. And so they had to be taken by helicopters. Parties all over. So football is about national pride.
Yeah.
And Argentina are winning it a third time. It's not just in Egypt that people are jubilating. People are jubilating in Argentina itself. And congratulations to Argentina. Then, of course, the French Football Federation, the racism against Coman, Tchouameni. The French Football Federation has issued a statement, and it has threatened to take action against persons who have been abusing the two players. And Coman even has the support of his team, Bayern Munich,
without a doubt,
which has issued a statement of support. Racism of any sort should be condemned.
Absolutely.
And it's good that the French Football Federation is standing behind and supporting Coman and Tchouameni.
Yeah.
Now, what is their offense? They lost penalties. And you recall in football, one player who lost penalties was killed. So that's why I think that apart from the French Football Federation statement, security should be provided for these two players. People should realize that it's football. You win some, you lose some. True.
Absolutely, totally agree with that. Very quickly, I'll just say that, you can understand the excitement. Last time they won this was 36 years ago, in 1986. That's for the Argentines. However, with every party, there will always be party poopers. So despite the fact that there were people excited and the president, Fernandez, called a public holiday, the former president, Macri, said it was a waste of money. He and about 8 other provinces didn't participate in the day off that Argentina had called for winning the World Cup. However, it didn't stop the excitement. 4 million people, as you saw there, and amazing tournament.
And I don't think the party will slow down anytime soon, Doctor. I don't think because it was crazy. They partied into the morning.
I can't even imagine.
Into the morning.
People were moving from one party to the other. Anyway, Aaron, we've got to go. It's good to see you back.
Always a pleasure, Doctor.
Some of the goodies you brought from Qatar.
Look, the
I know it was a work trip, but we'll talk after the program.